Hello, now this is part 2 of the beginner guide for Milestone 1. I want to make them short videos, so this is specifically how to gear to defeat Brutal Stage 12, 3 and also to progress the rest of the content. Now, in the game not recently, but when I first started the game, they didn't give you a lifesteal set, but now they do give you a lifesteal set for free towards the start of the game, and that is really your beginner gear normally. You want to be geared in lifesteal so that you can heal back all of the damage that you take, and eventually you'll get through 12 free on Brutal solo with the healing and just the damage output with a bit of speed. So I'll show you how to gear this. Now bear in mind that my character I've re-geared him a little bit, so he isn't exactly geared how you want him to, but I'll explain how you do want him to be geared. So normally it's your starter character, but your starter character has AoE, and the AoE skill is the one that's going to take everyone down, and all 4 of the starter champions are generally good, but Kale is the best one. And the reason why Kale is the best is because on his A3, he attacks 4 times at random, has a 40% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. And while you are doing Brutal Stage 12 free, you want to be getting a clan boss team together. And because he's the only starter with poison, and poison is really good for the clan boss, he's generally the best starter to get you going in the game. But for the clearing Brutal 12 free, this is useful, but this is really what you're focusing on. Attacks all enemies, has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, fills the turn meter of this champion by 25% for each enemy killed. And because it's got that extra 15% critical hit, that means we only have to gear to get 85% critical hit chance to get 100%, which is important to remember. So what you want is you want a 4 set of lifesteal, and even if your other 2, if you're looking over at the gear on the right hand side of the screen, even if the other 2 aren't a set, that doesn't really matter as long as they're good pieces that work with your gear. Now my Kale isn't optimally geared. I need to re-gear him soon, so don't pay attention to what the stats are specifically, but more that what I'm trying to say, how you want to build this guy. So what you want is the 4 set lifesteal. So the first thing you're going to do is look at your lifesteal gear and pick something that works. Now you want critical rate on your gloves normally, because it's very difficult to get critical rate elsewhere, and you want to get to 75%. Sorry, 85%. I'm at 106 now, so you can see I'm way over that, and it's too much, so I need to re-gear. The problem is I don't really have the correct gear to re-gear it, so I need to re-gear this really into better attack chest, but I want to re-gear him for arena meeting, which is a completely different task. Just pay attention to what I'm going to say rather than what I've actually got on. So you want to get the crit rate gloves. If you get 4-star crit rate gloves, it'll go to 50%, which will give you the majority of what you need anyway. And if you get the mastery, normally you want to get the first 2 tiers, this one here, 5% crit rate, and this one here with 10 accuracy. And that's really easy to get. All you have to do is do a few runs in the Minotaur, and you'll get that straight away, and that's a big boost to your stats. And also this 10% crit damage if you get enough scrolls for that, but don't worry about focusing on the energy in Minotaur. Really want to get at least 10 scrolls to get those 2, it's very cheap and a good boost for the start of the game. So the first thing you want to do is get 85% crit chance overall, so you'll have 15 base, you'll get 5 from the masteries, which makes it 20, and you should get about 50 from your gloves, which makes it quite easy to get the remainder for off stats. You want on the chest, you want to either get attack percentage or defense percentage. Those are the only two you want to consider, and it must be percentage, not flat stat, because percentage scales far better than flat stat in this game. Flat stats are mostly not used at all when it comes to attack and defense and HP, because generally it's much better to get a percentage stat. For example, if I used a flat stat, I may only get 300 attack, but using this here I've got 40% of 1200 attack base, which works out at probably about 600, and that's only a 4-star piece as well. So you get a lot more from percentage stats. So you want to get either attack or defense, and the reason why it's attack or defense, when you think why would it be defense as a attack champion, is because the longer you survive, the more you're going to hit and get all the life back from the life steal set, because the set heals by 30% of damage done, as you can see on the left hand side. So whether you get attack or defense there, it's going to keep you alive long enough to do brutal stage 12 free, and also be relevant for other content, especially the clan boss, which is normally the next thing you focus on to get some extra shards and books. And the boots should be the flat speed boots. Now there's no speed percentage, so obviously you want a flat stat for this, and you're looking at the main stats at the top. So speed is really important on this game. Speed makes you go first, but also speed makes you have more turns, which actually makes up for more damage, because if you've got no speed and loads of attack, you'll get one attack. But look at how much speed I've got here. I've got 186, which means I'm going twice as often, which means that I'm going to be doubling my damage than if I had no speed at all. So the speed is very important in that respect. And if you're going twice as often, you're also healing twice as much for your lifesteal set. So you want the speed boots. And as it goes for off stats, you want to get as much attack percentage and defense percentage as possible, and also the remaining crit rate to reach the 85% base in order to get 100% crit rate on the A2, this A2 skill. And that's really what you want to do. Now, when it comes to just some general gearing information, when it comes to these 3 pieces, what you're looking at is off stats. You want the best off stats. So you see on this I've got speed and defense, which is good, but also a bit of crit damage, which is also good, but you don't really want to start focusing crit damage because your gear is going to be quite limited at the start. So really you just want to get that minimum defense, attack and crit rate, and then anything else is a bonus. Then again, attack and speed and a bit of crit damage, which is good. And also I've got a triple roll on speed, which is actually very good. So even if you can get your character to about 150 speed, 160 speed, somewhere around there, you don't need to get to 183. Like I say, don't pay attention to what I've got down there. Just try to get a decent amount of speed, 85% crit rate, and as much attack as possible. And that should do you for 12 free. When you gain for clan boss a bit later, you'll get some accuracy, but by that time you'll also have some more pieces of gear as well, which will help along the way to get to achieving that goal. If you do have any rings or amulets, again you're looking for flat attack or flat defense. Now I've got flat attack and also crit damage, but you probably want to go if you can get to an amulet. If you've got one using attack or defense, but crit damage goes as well. But as I said, I'm gearing mine to be arena nuker. I'm very poorly geared at the moment, but you want attack, flat attack, flat defense, or crit damage on this again. And if you don't have any of them, the next best is probably HP or something like that. But I know your choices are quite limited when it comes to accessories. I haven't even got a banner for this, and it's quite difficult to kill the spider. That comes later, so just use whatever you've got, but preferably attack, defense and crit damage on this, and that should be enough for you to solo 12 free, or to 2-man it with another character until you can get to level 60, but then definitely at level 60 you should be able to solo it. And then you can focus on using all of your double experience, using all your energy into Brutal Stage 12 free, and getting all those characters leveled up. And then you'll be able to progress on to harder content in the game. After Brutal, you want to do Clan Boss and then Dragon. So that's your next steps, and I'll probably do some guides on them later on if you need some help with them. But basically, before, if you don't know what Brutal 12 free is or whatever, then see the first part of this video, and that's pretty much all I have to share with you. When you do get to level 6, your banner, you probably, if you've got an accuracy banner, that'll be the best. But also, again, defense and attack also work as well. Depends on what you're trying to achieve. When you're going into Clan Boss, accuracy is probably going to be the best. So I hope that these things have been helpful to you as well, and I'm signing out.